Those of you who have ever fallen in arrears with council tax will be well aware of the council's procedure. Firstly, you will receive a reminder notice, which will state you need to bring your account up to date within 7 days. If payment is not received as requested on the reminder notice, recovery action may continue and a summons issued. If you make payment of the sum requested on the reminder notice, no further action is taken as long as you continue to make payment of your remaining monthly installments on time. The council will only issue 2 reminder notices to you during 1 financial year. If you are late paying for a 3rd time in a year, you will be issued with a final notice, which will cancel your monthly installments. Your installment plan will only be reinstated if you bring your installments up to date and set up a direct debit to ensure future payments are made on time. If payment is not received as requested on the final notice, recovery action will continue and a summons issued. So, you can find yourself being summoned to the magistrate's court for owing as little as 1 month of arrears. What people are not aware of is that councils all over the country are acting unlawful. They are highly inflating their costs in summonsing people to court. Councils can only charge for reasonable costs incurred. Because of the COVID-19 restrictions, it looks like there will be no summonses sent out in 2020 for the tax year 2020 to 2021. This is because councils summons people in bulk listings of 1,000 to 2,000 people, all invited to turn up to court on the same day, at the same time. This is why the council states on their summonses that you do not need to attend. The council and magistrates don't want you to attend. That way the council gets their bulk liability order listing approved in minutes. Everyone who receives a council tax summons needs to attend their hearing. In doing so, this will create chaos and panic for councils and magistrates. This book will show you how to challenge the councils on their highly inflated costs. This book will show the evidence that magistrates and judges are approving the council's highly inflated costs, allowing councils to act unlawfully and fraudulently. The abolition of the old poll tax was announced on the 21st of March, 1991. As the amount of the poll tax began to rise and the inefficiency of local councils in their collection of the tax became apparent, large numbers of people refused to pay. Local councils tried to respond with enforcement measures, but they were largely ineffective given the large numbers of non-payers. It wasn't the poll tax riots of the 31st of March, 1990, when between 70,000 and 200,000 people demonstrated around Trafalgar Square that brought the poll tax down. It was the large numbers of former ratepayers refusing to pay, up to 30% in some areas. At the time, these huge numbers of non-payers had to be individually summoned to court. This is what brought down the poll tax, not the riots. Because non-payers were being summoned individually, it was taking 18 months or more to summons the non-payers individually. So the regulations were changed in the Council Tax, Administration and Enforcement, Regulations 1992. The new regulations allowed councils to apply to the magistrates' court with a bulk listing of all the non-payers that they wished to have summoned to the court. On the day of the hearing, the council would present this list to the magistrates, who would then grant liability orders against every name on the bulk listing. Once granted, the local authority passes the liability orders to the court to be signed by the justice's clerk. This is simply a list of all names heard in court with the orders noted against them. A liability order is not a court order, it is simply a statement that a debt is